All right. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. All right. So back after a month of no uploading on this channel, and I low-key came back to more support than I thought I would. Honestly, I didn't expect that. But I appreciate everyone who. All right, so we're back to turning the music down. That's great. That's really cool. All right. Anyways, like I was saying, I came back to a lot of support. I don't say a lot, but more than I honestly expected. 100 views, 7 subs, and some comments that generally made me feel great. So I'm back, and today I will be talking about friends. But the reason I was gone for a month is I'm lazy, but also I restarted my whole computer. I factory reset everything, so everything's gone. So unfortunately, I have to make a new world. So let's see. I'm gonna just turn the bonus chest on, and you know what? I won't even do keep inventory. How about that? I don't really play with keep inventory, but today, new man, new me. So I changed my controls. You can see the messed up controls that I use, but like, you can't blame me. All right, there we go. So I don't even know, man. So much stuff has happened in the last month, and it's just been, I don't know. I don't even know if I talked about this in the last video, but I have bad depression a lot of the time, and like right now I'm just depressed. It's just life's hard, man. I talked about another video. Life is a struggle, bro, and I don't even know. It doesn't really get easier, does it? You just kind of gotta cope with it. And my coping mechanisms, unfortunately, not the best. I mean, at least I'm not doing drugs or anything yet, but could be better. Could definitely be better. But anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm sure we're all depressed. It's winter, elections. I'm sure some of us aren't very happy about that, but life moves on, and yeah. I'm just saying this for me at this point. Like, I feel like these videos are gonna eventually just become like my journal, where because I don't even know what I want, honestly. I don't know if I want this to be, and I feel like I said this in my other video too, but I don't know if I want this to be like a more of a journal where I just talk about my life and stuff that happens to me, and like weave in, inspiration, not inspirational, but I don't know what that's corny, but just weave in like, what I think and my advice for anybody else going through the same situation as me, or situations, that I've been on in the past. But I'd say I'm a pretty introspective person. I think a lot about stuff that happens, even if I'm the one in the wrong. Like, there will never be a situation where I don't feel bad about it, unless it was something that somebody did to me and, like, they actually deserved it or something. Like, I'll always feel bad about doing something, even if sometimes it's hard to apologize for stuff. Sometimes it's hard to just say I'm sorry. Like, I'll catch myself saying, oh, my fault, instead of saying I'm sorry. And sometimes it's just hard to say I'm sorry. I don't know, but yeah. So I don't know if I want to just have this be a journal, or just have this be but anyways, it's not what I'm here to talk about today. Today I'm here to talk about friends and friendship, and just everything to do with friends. So I guess this everything started probably a few years ago for me, back in like 8th grade, where 7th grade for me was COVID. I'm a junior right now. So 7th grade for me, I missed all of that because of COVID. And coming into 8th grade, I mean, obviously, the same school for 6th grade, but 6th grade, halfway through the year, COVID. So I didn't really know anybody that well. And I missed my whole half end of 6th grade and started 7th grade. And oh yeah, also, my birthday was the other day, January 22nd. So, if you get this far, say happy birthday, guys. Yay! But anyways, yeah, so 8th grade, going into 8th grade, I didn't really have, I didn't have that strong bond of kids who went, we had the block schedule, so some kids would do online for half the week, and then they would go in. So, they had that chance to, build actual relationships and make friends. My parents didn't want me doing that, so I did online the whole year. And then going into 8th grade, I was forced to, kind of assimilate with these groups of people who had already made up their clique, right? They had already figured out their friends and who they were gonna chill with. And of course, it's only for this year. It's coming. Come on, it's 7th grade, 8th grade. It's really not gonna last that long. But of course, during that time, you think it is. So when I was younger, I don't want to say I was a loser. Coming from elementary school, I was always pretty popular. So I was used to having a lot of friends and just knowing everyone and everyone knowing me and being cool with me. But then going into elementary school, it's like, I mean, just going into middle school, it's like, shit, you know? I gotta make new friends, and I'd never done that before. My friends I just known since 1st grade and on, and I don't ever, remember making any new friends because I've known these people my whole life. So when in middle school with all these different elementary schools and stuff, it's like, I wasn't used to not having, you know, not being the popular one. And it was hard. I was like, damn, these people, they're not following me around no more. I'm not popular. They don't want to, I'm not the popular one anymore. And that's something that's hard for people to realize is that you're not popular anymore. Life changes. You're on the back end now. You're not the popular one. And I don't know if I'm sure um, a lot of people watching this probably didn't go through that. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys weren't popular. And I mean, I say popular. I just mean like everybody knew me, and everybody was my friend. I didn't have any beef or anything. But yeah. So that shock was it was a little hard to deal with, and I honestly didn't realize that was like a thing that shock was until like after the year was over when I realized, damn, I really, was a loser, basically. And so these people that I was forced to become friends with, they were popular too. I wanted to hang out with popular people because I was like, oh, I'm gonna be popular in high school, blah blah blah. Of course, as I got older, I realized it's not even worth it. Like, you don't want to be popular. Just stick to your own stuff. Be your own person, blah blah blah. Everybody knows this, but I was like, damn, I'm gonna be friends with these people, and we're gonna be great friends, and because I was used to these elementary school, these younger relationships where the stakes aren't high, right? Like you don't feel forced to fit in. You don't feel forced to conform. You don't feel forced to either blend in or be the person that stands out, but like in a cool way, like you can't be the person that stands out, but be like a weird anime loser kid, all right? Like, don't take that the wrong way. That's me, 100%. I'm just good at hiding it, right? I love anime. I love Hunter x Hunter, Code Geass, Bleach, JJK, bro, Demon Slayer, Toradora, Charlotte. I love all these animes, romance animes, Origairu. Pretend like I didn't say that, but I love all this stuff, right? And so me going into elementary school, or keep saying elementary school, me going into middle school, I didn't realize that it's a cross. I didn't realize that stuff. I don't even know when the switch changed. Honestly, it was probably in 7th grade when I wasn't there, which would explain why I wasn't privy to the change. But they really just saw me as a loser, and they thought I was gay, and I mean, I don't know. I think that's why now I'm not like I'm accepting of all people. I'm accepting of gay, straight, asexual, all this stuff, because people thought I was, and of course I didn't know that people thought I was until years after. People would be like, "Dude, I thought you were gay in middle school." I'm like, "Damn, was I really?" And I look back on it, and I'm like, "Shit, I really was," But see, the thing is that like they thought I was gay because I wasn't scared to show who I was. I wasn't scared to be myself and admit that I like anime and admit that I like I wasn't scared to say stuff. I wasn't scared to be myself. And then that changed once I got out of middle school because it's like shit, I got bullied my whole life. Called ugly, big forehead, all this shit, right? I got bullied, so now I've changed and I'm not that person anymore. I'm not that same person. I'm changed, and it's looking back on it, it's on the one hand it's like, all right, I fit in more, but on the other hand it just hurts thinking, damn, life was simple, man. Life used to be easy before COVID. Life was easy. I had no responsibilities. I had nothing to worry about. I have to worry about fitting in or who was talking shit about me behind my back or girlfriend, ex, blah blah blah, all this shit. All I had to worry about was the next time I was gonna grind on Mad City to make the most money I could, bro. Like that's literally the extent of my worries, bro. And so, I'm going on a tangent. I'm supposed to be talking about friends, but yeah. So these people, I didn't realize that people, um, had their own opinions about you, but they didn't say it to your face, And so I thought that my friends back then, in quotation marks, I thought that we were friends, and I thought that the closeness that I felt, the bond that we had, was shared, and partially that's because my social skills coming back from COVID completely lacking. Just had no social skills, mask, just scared of everything, and so I didn't realize, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. These are my friends. These guys are cool. They like me, right? And it slowly came to realize that and of course it was towards the end of the year, after the year is already over, when I began to realize that, damn, do they really like me? Like, am I actually friends with these people? Because there were so many situations where something would happen. And okay, so my friend group was 3 people. It was me and then 2 other guys, right? And literally all the time it would be them pairing up and it would just be me by myself. And I would always be fine with it. I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, you guys pair up. I never thought anything of it. But then it would come to the part where it would always be me against them in an argument, and I was always the butt of the joke, and they would always be making fun of me. And whenever I would say something back, and this is still with me to this day, whenever I would say something back, they'd be like, why are you getting so mad? You get mad so easily, you have a temper, right? And that stuck with me because people, just my mom, but some people do think that to this day I still get mad easily. They're like, oh, you always have such a temper, you're always mad. And shit, maybe if a lot of people are saying that, I do. But the way I see it is that it's not a temper. It's like I'm doing it as a joke, Like I'm not being serious when I raise my voice and stuff. And I guess, I feel it feels obvious to me, I have a smile on my face and the conversation that we're having isn't serious. So I'm figuring like, they're not going to take this seriously. But another thing that I realized is that what you say, and of course you hear this all the time, but you don't really start to understand it until you hear these perceptions about you and you're like, what? Where'd that come from? But the stuff that you say really does have an effect on other people. Like other people are real people. Like I'm a real person. Like, isn't that crazy to think about? Like I'm a real human being on the other side of this mic, on the other side of this screen. I'm a real person with a real life and real struggles that isn't you. Like isn't that just so crazy to think about? But I didn't realize that because again, COVID fucked my social skills up. And I was just, I don't know. They never said anything, so I figured we were all cool. But I was always the butt of the joke, and I never understood why. I never understood why it felt like they were closer friends than I was with them. Every time we would have a duo, I would always be the one excluded. I never understood why. And I was scared because I didn't want to not have friends. I didn't want to be lonely, and coming from elementary school, I'm popular. I didn't want to not have any friends and be that guy sitting in the corner of the room. So I stuck with them. I forced myself to stay friends with these people who I was lying to myself that I liked, which in reality, I really didn't like these people. And I knew that they didn't like me, but I was lying to myself. And so I just forced myself into these relationships with these people that I didn't like. And it ruined my life, honestly. It made me really depressed, and continuing to talk to these people and just bully me and all this shit and me thinking that it's okay because we're friends. It ruined my self-confidence. I'm an extremely insecure person now, right? Like bro, it's bad. And it's getting better now, of course. I'm starting to realize stuff as I get older. Stuff that your parents tell you when you're younger that you don't understand until it happens, Like I think I'm a firm believer of you can't really give someone advice until they experience it. then they'll be able to use that advice and be like, wow, that's what he was talking about, right? My parents would tell me, oh, you don't have to, work hard to fit in with people. You don't have to, um, what the hell am I about to do? Oh yeah. You don't have to, try hard to fit in. You don't have to try to be cool. And I never understood that because I never did, right? I was the popular one. But getting older, um, in this environment, I was changing myself to try and be more like these people. And I'm black, and I go to a predominantly white school, so they're all white, right? And so now people think I'm whitewashed because I have a whatever good vocabulary and shit. That has nothing to do with going to a white school, okay? I was just a really educated kid. I was always reading every day. I would read like a 800-page book in a week, every week, right? I used to read day in, day out. So I'm not stupid, right? Just because I'm black. And I don't want people to think that. Okay, what I think I was talking about before I got interrupted, excuse the cut, is that I'm smart, right? I'd say overall I'm a pretty smart person, right? I'm not dumb, I used to read all the time, and so I'm pretty educated. So I knew deep down inside that these people weren't my friends. But again, I just wanted to fit in, and I just wanted people to think I'm cool. So I didn't say anything about it. Going back now, of course, hindsight 2020, I wish I did say something. And I wish I did remove myself from this friend group and should stay acquaintances, but I don't have to try and fit in with these people. But I didn't realize that. So I think the main thing really was just realizing that, especially in high school, you're not gonna ever see these people again after school. Like in this friend group in middle school, I was so obsessed with staying in touch with them over the summer. They never talked to me over the summer. That's how I knew over the summer, when they never contacted me and we never spoke, we never hung out, but I saw that they were. That's how I knew that we weren't close. That's how it was really solidified that they didn't really fuck with me. And it didn't really hurt, honestly. And thinking back on it now, I wasn't hurt by that. I wasn't like, damn, these people aren't my friends. Because I knew the whole time, right? Like, I knew that these people weren't my friends. So it was more of a figures, I knew this was going to happen. So it didn't hurt. But it was just a confirmation that what I was thinking was true. And what I was thinking was right. That these people aren't really my friends. But let me craft a sword real quick. I forgot something. Oh shit, I can make I looking forgot that I was just smelting iron. But I knew deep down inside these people weren't really friends with me, and I don't know. I don't even know, honestly. To this day, I don't know why they decided to hang out with me. Maybe I'll never know. I mean, okay, so in hindsight, I talked to one of the kids now. One of them, I talked to him. He's in one of my classes, and so looking back on it, honestly, he looks back on it fondly. He's like, oh, you remember our science class, blah blah blah, with the teacher or whatever. And I'm like, bro, that shit was the worst time of my life. What are you talking about? But I don't know. Hey, he liked it. I guess that's all that matters, right? I don't know. But it just goes to show how much, like, a difference of perspective can change how you see something. Okay, well, I'm just saying this, obviously, right? But he sees it as a good experience. He's like, oh, it was fun. When I look back on it, it's 8th grade. That shit sucks. I hated 8th grade. Now, do I wish I could go back and do it differently? 100%. But overall, like, come on. That shit was bad. But I think, honestly, like to end all these off with a little message. I think, to tie it all together, that, and I know that this video had a lot less direction. Like, this one was a lot less focused on one's topic. I said friends. I ended up talking about a lot of stuff. I think that, to tie it back to the original topic, friends, that you need to realize that not everyone is supposed to be in your life forever. And once you become okay with losing people and people leaving your life, once you become okay with the fact that that's going to happen, I think that's when you'll really start to be okay with the people that's when you really find the people that you're meant to be with. Because instead of trying to force a relationship and trying to fight for a relationship and fight for a friendship, you realize that I shouldn't be fighting for people to care about me. And this doesn't even go just for friends. This is a dating too. It's like, if someone wants to be in your life, they're gonna be in your life, right? Now, I'm not saying don't fight to be in someone's life if it's, something like, I don't know, say that person just is feeling depressed or something and they're feeling like they don't matter, right? I think you should still, you should be like, no, I care about you, and let it be known that you care about them and you want to be your friend. But if it's a thing where, like, I'm not going to be friends with you anymore if you don't do this, or I don't want to be friends with you, or they're constantly saying that they're going to stop being friends with you, that's not something you should fight over. That relationship, it's toxic, and you deserve better. Everybody deserves better. No matter what you think, no matter how you feel, you always deserve better. Um, and so just be okay with losing people. Be okay with these people in your life. Certain people, right? Of course, if it's your family or something blood related, then I'd say be a little more adamant in keeping that relationship. But just remember your worth, and remember that your relationships and you as a person, you're just as important as the person that you're in this friendship with. A friendship is two sides. It's not just one person. It can't just be one-sided person fighting for this relationship. It's not going to work like that. And if that person doesn't like you, be okay with stepping away from the relationship. Be okay with saying, you know what, you're not respecting me, and I don't appreciate that. I don't like the fact that you're taking advantage of me, and that you don't treat me like I'm your friend. It's just one-sided. And leave. Don't stay in a relationship where you don't feel respected. Don't make yourself sit in these terrible relationships. Don't make it worse than it already is, right? Move on. Find someone who genuinely appreciates you. And if you have to find yourself first, find out what kind of crowd you belong to first, then by all means do that first. I mean, that's what we should all be doing, right? You should be figuring out who you are before you're, focusing on any relationships, because that's just the best way to make sure that they're genuine, and relationships aren't going to end badly. But yeah, overall, don't fight over people who aren't worth it. Don't beg for people to stay. And of course, when I say this reminds me of my past, not friendship, but my relationship with my ex, where she was like, I'm not gonna beg for you to stay. Look, you just brought back PTSD. And I guess so will a lot of other topics that I talk about. But don't beg for someone to stay. It's not good looks. And if they don't want to stay with you, then they don't want to stay with you, right? So walk away, realize that you deserve better, and move on. So that is gonna do it for this video. I appreciate you all. I love you all for watching. Every single one of you. Anybody got this far, I love you. And I appreciate you, and you're seen and you're heard, and you deserve the world. So, if you're going through something like this, if there's people out there who you don't think are really your friends, or you're even, thinking about this, just realize, in the words of Kendrick, the greatest rapper of all time, you deserve it all. And yeah, have a good day.